hand-me-downs in his wedding years, and sandwiches of bran. Soon that pavement peasant was a full-blown bitter man, with all the trials and troubles of his travelling people's clan. He's a boozer, a loser, a being user, a raider, a traitor, a people police savior, only lonely, what you'd call a carrier. Still not Danny Farrell, he's a man. Well, I knew Danny Farrell when we joined the national school. He was lousy at the Gaelic, they called him Amadon, a fool. He was brilliant in the toss school, trading objects in the pond. By the time he was an adult, all his charming ways had gone. He's a loser, a boozer, a mean user, a raider, a traitor, a people police savior, only lonely, what you call a career. Still not Danny Farrell, he's a man. I knew Danny Farrell when we signed on for the dole. He tried to hide that loss of pride that eats away the soul. But mending pots and kettles is a trade lost to the past. There's no handouts here for tinkers, was the answer when he asked. But I still know Danny Farrell, saw him just there yesterday, drinking methylated spirits with the winos on the quay. He's 40, going on 80, with his eyes so bereft. He said this thing's for certain, there's not many of us left. He's a loser, a boozer, being user, a raider, a traitor, a people police hater, only lonely, what you call a career. Still not Danny Farrell, he's a man. He's a loser, a boozer, a being user, a raider, a traitor, a people police hater, only lonely, what you call a career. Still not Danny Farrell, he's a man. O Donnells in Clifoney. You okay there, Maria? Hello? You there? Glad you could make it eventually. Huh? You did indeed. Here's some music to munch along to. Everybody welcome to Cliffoney, folks. This music. God bless you, man. You could be getting allergic to drink. Imagine coming all the way to Ireland and getting an allergy to drink. Look at that. Doesn't even know what I'm talking about. Anyway, very welcome. I'm just going to play some instrumentals here while you're settling in. And I used to have a four-piece band when the good times were here, but it's just myself at the moment. All these instruments, and I've made some little bits of backing. It's just me in the background to show off these different instruments. Here's a couple of tunes on the mandolin I like playing, called Mrs. Kenny's Waltz. Make yourselves at home, folks, and enjoy yourselves. Good to see you, folks. And you okay, yeah? Yeah. Perfect. Good. Mrs. Kenny's Waltz, like this here. There we go. Like this here. Okay, that was my little mandolin and Mrs. Kenny's waltz. Right folks, I got some tin whistles here in front of me. Just different keys of tin whistles. Actually they call them tin whistles, that's the original of the species, but they're making out of plastic these days. An Irish plastic tin whistle. That's what it is. It's exactly the same, only different, right? Okay? Now they're different keys, so they are. And we got anybody here from Canada? The Canadians, yeah? These are different keys. I call this my Canadian whistle because it's in the key of A. I made that up myself. You wouldn't have guessed, would you? Isn't that terrible? Hey? Okay. A couple of tunes on this here. She was all working. Like this here.
The Minstrel Boy was the first one, and the second reel, the reel was called The Trip to Durrow. Okay. I've got my friend video in here today, folks. I'm going to maybe be putting some bits and pieces up on YouTube, so you might see this in the not too distant future, if it's anyway successful. So you can clap along and let on you're enjoying the whole thing. And what part of Canada are you from?
Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver, right. I spent a lot of time over in Toronto. So, oh yeah, yeah. I used to go there when you had the really cold winters. Really bad. Yep. I remember one winter there chatting to a guy outside of Union Station. It was that cold. This guy was there. He was a flasher. Yeah, it was that cold. He was just describing himself to people. That's how cold it was. Oh, what a mess. So anyhow, I got chatting this guy, so I did, and I says, "That's a tough game you're in there, buddy." He says, "I know, yeah." He says, "I'm thinking of retiring." He says, "But then again, I just might stick it out for another year." It's a joke, folks. It's a joke. Okay, there you go. Okay, a little song perhaps. Let me see. Belfast song. You're just getting that now, are you? The song I like. This is called the Old Belfast Mill. So we've got people here from the US, yeah? Is that it? Oh, Rose, what have you done to these people? What happened? What happened?
What happened?
What have you done to these people?
We talked about the royal family. It was a disaster.
Oh.
Hey, you gotta be quiet.
You're gonna tell me that story. You're gonna tell me that story later, eh? So I have people from the US, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Canada, US, Australia?
Yay!
Oh. Now I got you. My sons are just back after a couple of years in Australia, and thank God for you guys. That's where everybody went. But they were telling me as they were going through passport control, one of them was asked, "Do you have a criminal record?" And he says, "No, do I still need one?" It's a joke, right? Okay. Okay. That's a joke. That's it. It's called the Old Belfast Mill. Like this here. At the east end of town, at the foot of the hill, there's an old chimney stack that says Belfast Mill. There's no smoke at all coming out from the stack, for the mill is closed down and it's never coming back. And the only sound I hear is the sound of the wind as she blows through the streets. Weave and spin, weave and spin. There's no children there on the dark narrow street. It's so quiet here now, I can hardly sleep. And the only sound I hear is the sound of the wind as she blows through the streets. Weave and spin, weave and spin. Closed down, it's the only job I know. Tell me, what will I do, and where will I go? I'm too old to work, and I'm too young to die. Tell me, what will I do, my family and I? And the only sound I hear is the sound of the wind as she blows through the streets. Weave and spin, weave and spin. And the only sound I hear is the sound of the wind as she blows through the streets. Weave and spin, weave and spin. Folks singing a couple of songs with me. You know Malone, Dublin's fair city? Yeah. That's Dublin. In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone, as she waved her wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She was a fishmonger, and sure 'twas no wonder, and so was her father and her mother before, as they both wheeled their barrows through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. A happy verse. She died of a fever, and sure no one could save her, and that was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Now her ghost wheels her barrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Let's hear you. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Beautiful, beautiful. How much would you charge to come on tour with me? Are you any good at driving sober or driving drunk? Folks, here's a song. What is this? Tell me who wrote this here song, okay? If you can tell me who wrote this here song, I'm in a very generous mood this evening. There's a pint for everybody in the audience on me, because nobody ever gets who wrote this here song, right? Okay? Now, if you don't get it, everybody in this audience gotta buy one of my CDs. Okay? How's that for a deal, okay? That's your thing. Well, I close my eyes and picture the emerald of the sea, from the fishing boats that tingle to the shores at Dundee. I miss the river Shannon and the folks at Skibbereen, the moorland and the meadow, and their 40 shades of green. I hear you all shouting out there. What did you say? What is it? And most of all, I miss a girl in Tipperary town. And most of all, I miss her lips as soft as eider down. Again, I want to see and do the things we often see, where the breeze is sweet as Shalimar and the 40 shades of green. Did I hear you shout out that name? Tell the camera. Johnny Cash. But I did promise, and I did promise, I'm a man of my word. I did say there's a pint for everybody in the audience on me. You just pass that round, please. With a breeze as sweet as Shalimar, and the fort, I keep wanting to sing the 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey. Right, what about this one here? You know your clapping part for the Wild Rover, do you? Hold on, I'll work this way. And it's no, never, ready? No, never, no more. I'll play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more. Let's try it again. And it's no, never, no more. I'll play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more. I go into an alehouse I used to frequent. I told the landlady me money was spent. Well, I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. Said a custom like yours I can have any day. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more. I'll play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more. I take out of me pocket 10 sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. Well, she said, I have whiskey and wines of the best, and the words that I've spoken were only in jest. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more. I'll play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more. I go home to me parents, confess what I done. I ask them to pardon their prodigal son. Well, they hugged and caressed me as oft times before. I never will play the Wild Rover no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more. I'll play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more. Let's hear you sing it. And it's no, no, never, no more. I'll play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more. I'll play while I'm sober. No, never, no more. Well done, you. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now I'm going to play you my favourite song. I love this little here song, folks. This song I'm about to play for you is called In My Father's. It's called In My Father's House. Okay? No, not the Elvis In My Father's House. I wish. This tells the story of a guy who comes back to the place of his childhood, and the house he was brought up in is now a little tumble down. What used to be an old thatched cottage, it's now in ruins, okay? And why this song means so much to me is because I came from a big Catholic family myself. 12 of us in the family, you see?
Wow.
Yeah. I never slept alone until I got married. Can you believe that? Yeah? Never. And half of them were bedwetters. Can you believe that?
Yes, we did! Did you sleep in the shallow end?
No, I didn't sleep in the shallow end, but I'll tell you one thing for sure. I could swim before I could crawl. Yes.
Are you using my jokes?
Yeah.
Who's stealing whose jokes? Are you telling my jokes?
Yes! But we caught on.
So here we go. This is In My Father's House. Like this here. Gable wall, that's all that's left now. The old thatched cottage has fallen down. I dry my eyes as I fondly remember days of long ago when I was young. In father's house. We were poor, but we were rich in love. No TVs, but good times there were plenty of. By my side, old melodies, and we all sang along. In my father's house, when I was young. Now come the time when I am older, and my own children are reared and gone. I wonder then if they'll fondly remember days of long ago when they were young. In my father's house, a smile would greet you at the door, a friendly word and a welcome for weary travelers there. And at night time, neighbors wandered in, might stay till 12 or 1. In my father's house, when I was young. Now years have passed, and times are changing. The rambling house, it's almost gone, but still I hear the laughter of children, just like long ago when I was young. In my father's house, we were poor, but we were rich in love. No TV, but laughter there was plenty of. And we made the best of what we had, and we sang a happy song. In my father's house, when I was young. Yes, we made the best of what we had, and we sang a happy song. In my father's house, when I was young. Thank you. Isn't that a beautiful song? To just me. I wish I was sitting down there with you listening to this. A pint of Guinness with me. Instead of that pint of water. Why not? Just for the camera, don't you realise, for cosmetic purposes. You know. Prop. Medicinal purposes. Okay. Here's something a bit livelier this time. You can clap along with this, no problem, and stamp your feet. It's a little Dublin song called the Furry Man, okay? I don't mean the Furry Man, it's the accent of it. The ferry is in the boat. How do you say the Furry Man? You know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, we'll do this. Well, the little boats are gone on the banks of the field. The ferry man, he's stranded on the quay, and the Dublin docks are dying, and a way of life is gone. Oh Molly, it was part of you and me. When the strawberry beds sweep down to the Liffey, you kiss away the worries from my brow. today, and I'd love you more tomorrow. If you ever love me, Molly, love me now. Was the only job I knew. It was hard and never easy. The liffey fairy made the man to be. Now it's gone without a whisper, and forgotten even now. Sure it's over, Molly, over, can't you see? Ready? Where the strawberry beds slip down to the liffey, you kiss away the worries from my brow. Well, I loved you well today, and I loved you more tomorrow. If you ever loved me, Molly, love me now. I'm going to tell the yarns, I'll spend me days talking. Well, I'll hear them whisper Charlie's on the door. But Molly, we're still living, and darling, we're still young, and that liffey never owned me heart and soul. Where the strawberry bed sweet down to the liffey, you kiss away the worries from my brow. And I loved you well today, and I loved you more tomorrow. If you ever loved me, Molly, love me now. One last time. Where the strawberry bed sweet down to the liffey, you kiss away the worries from my brow. Well, I loved you well today, and I loved you more tomorrow. If you ever loved me, Molly, love me now. If you ever loved me, Molly, love me now. I heard a story about a guy going into a dole office and asking for work. He says, can you give me anything at all for a day's work? And this system, we've a rather unusual job. It said in Dublin Zoo at the moment we're very, very badly stuck for monkeys. Now Roseanne, you haven't told this one already, no?
No.
They said, would you ever put a monkey's outfit on you and make it look like there's a monkey in there? He says, I'll do anything for a day's work. So he's got the monkey's outfit on him and he's in there swinging about, having great fun, and he gets a bit too cocky and he makes a big swing for a branch and he misses it and he goes straight over a wall and lands on his ass in the lion's den. The big lion has stood over him like that, and the wee guy starts screaming, help! Somebody help, please! The lion says, will you shut up for Christ's sake, you get us all fired.